Hi, I'm Doug Fee, and welcome to this edition of Dish It Out. My special guest today is Chef Mike Calante, and he's going to show us how to make some wonderful monkey bread and some sticky buns. You're going to love it. Stick around. Hello and welcome to another edition of Dish It Out. I'm Chef Doug Fee, coordinator of the hospitality program here at Mercer County Community College. And I'm very pleased to have joining us today Michael Calante. Welcome.
Chef, how are you? It's
Very
a pleasure to be here in New Jersey. I'm from Philadelphia originally, so it's great to be back home.
Well, now we brought Michael in, and he's a new cookbook author.
Wow.
And I was making comments before. We should have a nice copy of the book to show everybody. It's a nice copy, but you can see it's already got tags in it. This is a book you actually can use as opposed to when it sits on your coffee table. So it's a good read.
That's great. And you know, an author couldn't ask for any more than that, a book you would actually want to read. So
that's the good news. So now that we have you all relaxed, I like to embarrass my guests a little bit now and then.
Oh, okay.
You have a lot of, because Mike is very much down to earth, but you got all these letters on your jacket. And so tell us a little bit about you and your letters.
Be in my letters. Well, actually, I'm me, and I'm originally from Philadelphia. I live in San Francisco now, and I've been out there for, 15 years. Let me see, what are these letters? A lot of these letters are through the American Culinary Federation, and they certify you in levels of professionalism and how much education you have and things like that. So the first one is executive pastry chef. The middle one is a culinary educator, because I went to college and can educate people apparently. And then the last one is a master taster, and I do work with research groups like big cookie companies whose names I'm not allowed to say, but you would see them in the grocery store. And I run sensory development sessions with judges and with just everybody, and saying, what do you like, what don't you like? So
outstanding. So, and you're not only a certified executive pastry chef, so you're a master baker, but you're also a baker with a master's degree as well.
Yes, I
did find that out about you.
Wow, I had to follow how you did all of that. I do have a master's degree in, it escapes me now. Oh, art history, as a matter of fact, which is how I got into cooking in the first place, because I was studying architecture in France, and I had no money because I was a student, and I was having to eat in these little bistros, and the food just blew me away. So I finished my assignments and came back and said, all right, well, that's enough for that. So as soon as I graduated, and then I went to work in restaurants. So here I am.
All right.
Here I am.
And so that leads us to these wonderful looking prepared items here. What do we have?
Okay, ready to go?
Fire away. What do you got?
All right, here we go. I have to tell you one thing about the book. Can I do that?
That's why we have you here.
Shameless plug of the book. Okay, zoom in. The 5 families of bread, right? People think there's so many different kinds of breads. There's this bread, there's that bread, there's focaccia, there's brioche, there's what about ciabatta and all that stuff. Well, it turns out that if you take all the breads in the whole entire world and clump them together according to how much butter they have in them, or how much sugar they have in them, or oil, they group into 5 different families, and they're all made exactly the same way. So this right here is the sweet dough family, because I figured we'd have to have something for the staff and all the TV people when we were all done. So I'm going to show you today how to make a basic sweet dough. And what we've done with that is I've used it here to make cinnamon buns. So this is maybe an intermediate level project. And over here we have monkey bread. So I guess since me and monkeys can make it, I guess that's level 1. But they all come from the same family of dough. You make the dough the same way, you bake it the same way, and everything. So once you know how to do one, Everything else is pretty easy. So
Outstanding. Like the mother sauce is only dough.
it's just like the mother sauces. Yes, exactly.
And these look pretty good. You've done this once or twice?
You know what? I did. I did. I did. I have to make the photos for the book. And so this is, we're actually doing this in a little bit reverse order. You know, if I started at the beginning and then we were waiting to bake the bread, it would be, oh gosh, about 5 hours later. So we made these a little bit earlier today. And the very last stage before you bake bread is called proofing. And this is when you put the dough in a warm, controlled environment, kind of like a sauna for dough. And you let it rise until it's nice and tender. So I just wanted to show you, and if we can zoom in on this. And these have been sitting on the tray for about an hour. And when you press into the side of the dough, it keeps just kind of an indent, but it kind of springs back a little bit. And I like to test in a couple of places. And I'm being gentle. Now, I'm not being so gentle that nothing's happening, but, you know, avoid that, okay? Because that's a little bit, and I did that on purpose.
That
so
one's mine. I had my eye on that one.
So we can put some extra filling down in that hole. So again, we're just testing these. So these are ready to go. And I just wanted to see if the monkey bread is ready to go as well.
Same
and
test?
We've got the same kind of test going on. We call it the spring back test. You can see it's springing back just a little bit. So these are ready to bake. Now, let's see. We have our oven set. These are rather thin pieces of dough, so they're going to bake faster. This is a big hunk of dough together. So this is going to be better if it bakes on the lower part of the oven, and this one's going to be better if it bakes up on the top like that. So if we can put them in now and get the timer going,
so
we'll have them.
This, I can say I helped.
Yes, chef. As my students always say to me.
All right,
yes,
so the
chef.
big clumpy one goes on the top or the bottom?
Come on now, chef. The big clumpy one on the bottom. It's all about gravity, right? The heavy things on the bottom, the little things on the top.
Very good.
There you go.
All right.
Now, actually, chef, you're going to want to set the timer for, let's set the timer for 8 minutes, because I've never used this oven, and I want to see exactly how long it will take
Very
both of
good.
those things to go. Okay.
Of course, when this goes off, it sounds like a fire alarm.
Well, then we'll know 8 minutes are up.
Why not?
I want we all
Guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
Chrissy, hey.
Hey, Alex.
How are you?
Alex? Alex? Oh. Hello. I'm Mrs. Garcia. We've heard a lot about you. He is cute.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Hi, I'm Doug Fee, coordinator of the hospitality programs here at Mercer County Community College. I'd like to talk to you about the hospitality industry. Whether you're in industry now or considering it as a second career, we have some opportunities that are waiting for you here at Mercer. We want to explore what we can do for you to help you get where you want to go, whether you're reaching for the first rung of that career ladder or the next. There are a lot of segments that you can go into and a lot of things that you can do. Here at Mercer, we have a very diverse student body from many backgrounds and from many age groups. And what we want to do is help you rewrite your resume as we help you build your skill sets necessary to be successful in a career in hospitality. So let us help you build a strong foundation as you decide which segment and which direction you want to go in with your career. Come use Mercer to help you explore all of your options. Please give me a call at 609-570-3447 and let's talk about it. Or email me at feed@mccc.edu. I hope to hear from you. All right, welcome back to Dish It Out. Here with Mike Calante, and we're about to make some monkey bread.
We're going to take that last piece of the sweet dough and we're going to turn it into some monkey bread. So here's what I'll do. I'll start this part first and then maybe you can roll the pieces up for us. So we just take the dough and cut out, oh, how big do you say these are? About 1 inch on a side or something like that?
Sounds about right.
All right. And then what we need to do is just very gently roll them together And if you get sticky, put some flour on your hands, but not any on the dough.
Okay.
And then you take care of that. And meanwhile, I'm going to show people how to line the bottom of the pan with some parchment. And I don't know if you teach this or not. I actually learned this from my sister. She was a camp counselor, and she taught me how to do this. So you take a piece of paper and you fold it in half, and then you fold it in half again, and then at that point right there, you fold down like you're making like an airplane or something, or a cootie, I think is what is another thing that you can make. And we fold that a couple of times, and then on the back of the pan, we're going to put the point to see where the center is, and then just at the outside right there, then we're going to tear it. So if I did this right, yay, I always get nervous when I do it. That's going to fit exactly in the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to take a little bit of butter. I'm sorry I have to use some real butter here, Chef, instead of what's left over from my parchment.
I'll just send you the bill.
And then I'm going to take a little bit of butter to put that down on the bottom. And the reason we have to do that, because we're baking everything in a pan, and we just want to make sure that it doesn't stick on the bottom. You know, when we bake like the cinnamon buns flat out, we can get a spatula under there, and that's not really going to be a problem. So we don't need a lot of butter, and we don't need to put flour on, but we do need to prep the pan a little bit. Oh, these look great. These look absolutely great. So what I'm going to do while you're doing that, I'm going to get over here. Maybe the camera can zoom in on this. I have monkey goo.
Monkey goo.
Monkey goo.
That's the technical term for that stuff.
And monkey goo is made from brown sugar and butter, a little bit of honey, and I think I said butter, and a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of water. So we heat this up, and then we cool it down, because we can't put anything hotter than 90 degrees next to the dough, or the dough will get, the yeast will, well, it'll die, actually.
Now, have you registered monkey goo yet? Like you've registered the 5 families of bread?
I don't think I need to do that. I think the more people that want to say monkey goo, the happier I will be, you know? So I'm going to put some of this monkey goo on the bottom, and then why don't you build a little layer there, not really close together, kind of, you know, give them some room. Because remember, they do double in size as they sit.
And this is supposed to be one layer.
No, we're going to have a couple left over.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's good. That's great. That is great. And then I'm going to take the rest of this goo, and I'm going to goo it over the top. And I don't think you can have too much monkey goo, to tell you the truth. I've never seen that happen.
I've never heard anyone complain about too much monkey goo either, although I've never worked at a zoo.
And if you want to put the rest in wherever there's a hole. All right, so that looks great. So same thing now. Now we set this and we let it proof. So we'll find a warm spot, and the monkey bread takes about 45 minutes because we've got a lot of dough all packed tight together. Right. But the cinnamon buns, you know, they were spread out, so they were a little bit faster. So why don't we put these next to the cinnamon buns, and then I think it's about time to turn out the monkey bread that we already made. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? This is a good thing for the students to see. And we have kind of the before and almost after. Because almost after is going to be when it's in our bellies. But I think what's important here is to see how high this dough rises. So you really don't need to cram it in really, really tightly. And it looks like not a lot, but it will double in size. So that was a good thing. All right, so I'm just going to clean this up real fast, and then we can make some decorations. And then I think people want to eat this stuff.
Now, there's a lot of people anxious to try this around here.
So let's see. This does not want to come right out of the pan. So I think what I'm going to do is put this on the stove and just heat this up just the tiniest little bit. to melt that layer of butter that we have down on the bottom. We don't want to cook it. We just want to melt that little layer. And maybe is there a little spatula that I can use to loosen the sides a tiny bit?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Oh, that's it. How about a metal one? Because this is hot and I don't want to
Choose your weapon.
take the small one here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's go around the outside. Yeah, see if we can find where that. Now, I'm not really sure why they call it monkey bread, Chef. Really don't know, but.
I was going to ask that question too. I figured you were psychotic, psychic. whatever.
Yeah, baker psychotic, that's it. So I'm just going to loosen this all the way around. I think it's almost, it's free. I'm going to turn this out onto my hand, and I'm going to turn this back over onto this plate right here. And a very quick way to decorate this would be to take some powdered sugar and a sifter and just sift some of that very quickly over the top. And I don't know, maybe they call it monkey bread because, you know, you don't need opposable thumbs to rip it apart. Or do monkeys have opposable thumbs? I don't even know. But so that's our monkey bread. And we can do the same thing with the cinnamon buns here if we like, but we can also make what's called flat icing. And so again, I take 1 cup of the confectioner sugar, and Chef, could I trouble you to put some water in here? And I'm gonna look in here for a fork real fast.
Right next to the water, Chef.
Great, that's great. So what did we use before when we made that sugar? 1 cup, 1 tablespoon, right? So I'm going to try the same thing and see if that works. 1 cup, 1 tablespoon. And I'm going to mix that up and see what we get.
Yeah, I've seen people make this at home, including my favorite mother-in-law. And next thing you know, I need more powdered sugar.
I'll tell you, this stuff just, you can see already, look at how this has absorbed all of that, and we just need the tiniest little bit of water. And I kind of like that rule, 1 cup to a tablespoon. That works for a lot of things. You know, I hear people say all the time, oh, baking's an exact science. You can't just throw things in and stuff like that. And I'm sure it's an exact science, but, you know, I've come to just look at things in terms of relationships. And I look at like, oh, look, that looks, you know, maybe just the tiniest bit water. So if 1 cup to 1 tablespoon works, then that's my science.
There you go.
And I'm sure there's molecules in play and all this kind of other stuff, but do you teach food science?
We actually
Chef?
do teach food science here. We have a culinology program for research chefs.
That's very important, especially I was talking earlier about when I do the tasting panels, when we develop cookies and things like that, because sometimes people will like a certain flavor and then we have to say to the chefs, okay, create that flavor. And so what we've got here is we've got this drizzle icing that we can just take and drizzle right back and forth over top of these.
Pretty as a picture. Now remember the one of mine you dented. You need a little extra icing
Where
in that
is
one.
that
This
one?
right here.
Where is that one we put the dent in? See, you can see it right here, and it came back a little bit. You know what, just to make this go a little faster, I'm going to put a little bit more in here. And you can use a little bit of cocoa powder in here if you want to make a chocolate syrup over the top. Sometimes people put a little bit of extra cinnamon in with this, and oh my, yes. So if you have a tray and you want to start putting these out for presentation, and I think that's it. So what's the summary here? The summary is these are all made from the same family of dough, Chef. These are all made from sweet dough that started out by, remember we creamed the butter and the sugar together on the table, and then we made that yeast paste. and we make different shapes, we put different flavors, different sizes, but they all work exactly the same way.
And this could be a real nice thing if you have company coming over, for family coming over, make a big batch of dough.
This is great.
Sweet dough one day, the monkey bread the next.
Or if you're filming a TV show and there's about 40 people out there because they smell the sticky buns in the hallway.
You know, I made the mistake of putting mine on the platter. Hands off, everybody.
So
These look
let's
wonderful.
get all of this out of here and let's bring all the beauty in. And we'll elevate this up a little bit and you won't even see the towel. And there you go. So Chef, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure to return, and I love your school. And anytime you want to have me back, I would love to come back.
Welcome anytime, Mike. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of Dish It Out. It's a shame you can't enjoy these, but if you'd like to come and enjoy something similar, come take a non-credit class with us at mccc.edu/HRIM and come and play in our kitchens. We'd love to have you too. Good stuff. Thank you, Mike.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I lost my cat.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back.
Cool. Does it work?
Kinda.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's not my cat. I gotta keep working on it. See ya.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
Hi, I'm Doug Fee. I'm the coordinator of the hospitality programs here at Mercer County Community College. I'd like to take a moment to talk to you about one of our new programs here in culinology. You can earn an associate's degree in culinology. It's a blending of the culinary arts and food science, a way to train not just research chefs, but the next generation of research chefs. The program is designed to teach you the culinary arts skills that you'll need here in our kitchens at Mercer, designed then to transfer up to the nationally recognized Rutgers University Food Science program, where you can complete your 4-year degree. Along the way, we'll help train you so that you can qualify to become a certified research chef through the Research Chefs Association. It's a phenomenal opportunity if you like to play with food and develop new products and new concepts for both food manufacturers and restaurant chains. So if you're interested, please give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 609-570-3447. Or if you feel more comfortable, send me an email. You can reach me at feed@mccc.edu. And we'll set up some time to talk and see if this career can be right for you.
You're unique. So are we at Mercer County Community College. Over 60 majors to choose from. Discover your unique path. And turn your passion into a career. Small classes and enthusiastic professors. Follow your unique path here at Mercer County Community College.
Welcome to another edition of Ask Frank. Again, I hope you're not asking your neighbor for these questions. Just ask me. I'm Frank. Write into Dish It Out, ask a question, and maybe we'll answer it right here on the air. This question happens to come from, now mark the name, Maddie Benowitz. Is there a relation? Could be. It's my 7-year-old daughter. She asked this question. She said, Daddy, or for you, Frank, she said, can you make your own oil? So rather than answer on the spot, which is my usual deal with her, that I answer her, I said, let me answer that question on the air for you as part of the Ask Frank piece. And the answer is yes, Maddie, you can make your own oil. However, I hope she's still listening, it's a very difficult process. A lot of times there's machinery involved because even if you make olive oil, you're pressing the olives and then you're doing some type of heat treating in most cases. Sometimes you're cold pressing. But you can make your own oil. It's not really worth it. In a past episode of Ask Frank, I talked about infusing oil with flavors. And then once you infuse those flavors, then you refrigerate that oil and use it periodically. So today, rather than do that, Maddie, since I know you so well, I have some bacon here, and I'm going to show you how to render fat, because fat is flavor. So I know you want to press your own oil, but this is another way to get some type of fat. Not as healthy, though, because it is bacon, but that happens to be one of your favorite foods. So I'm just going to take an ordinary strip of bacon, put it in a nice pan, let it heat up, and what it'll do is it will render. The fat will slowly come out of that bacon. You can use fatback, you can use salt pork. Some people traditionally, especially down south, would use a hunk of lard. It could be vegetable lard, it could be animal lard, in most cases animal. And as they say, fat is flavor. So what I'll do is heat that up. I'll allow that fat to render out. And I don't know if you can see that fat coming out right away. Now my object in this case isn't to necessarily cook the piece of bacon, because the piece of bacon will not be consumed. Sorry, Maddie, you can't eat this piece of bacon. But wait till you see what I do with it. You may have to turn off the TV for that part, because I don't know if you'll eat what I'm going to go ahead and use this rendered bacon fat for. And you can see that smoking. If your pan starts smoking, turn it down a little bit, because you reached your smoke point. And that's the beauty about using different oils, such as an olive oil versus a grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil has a much higher smoke point. You don't want it to smoke up on you too much. So adjust your heat as necessary so that it stops smoking. And I can go ahead and keep cooking this down and render more and more fat out of that bacon. You can see how much fat's there on this bacon. Okay, so a lot of people say, you know, even Emerald would always say, pork fat rules. And it does, it's quite good. So I'm going to take that off here. And here's the part, Maddie, I don't know if you're going to like or not. I'm going to take some fresh spinach. And I'm going to go ahead, I have that rendered fat. See, just even cooking it for that little time, I already have some bacon fat here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my spinach right in there. And guess what your spinach is going to have a flavor of there, Maddie? That's right, bacon. Bacon spinach. Maybe you'll actually eat your green vegetables this time. So saute that spinach, whatever you'd like in that bacon fat that you render, and you'll add tremendous flavor to your vegetables or whatever you decide to use that bacon fat for. So remember, when you have questions like this, Maddie, or anyone out there watching today, don't ask your neighbor, ask Frank.